G'day viewers, I thought I'd just talk about gravel tyres for a couple of minutes. I'm not talking about a particular brand of tyre or anything like that, just gravel tyres as a concept. Now, previously I was running 25mm slicks on this bike and I got a puncture the other day, and when I had a look at the tyre I could almost see through it. So I thought, right, it's time to change over. I've been looking at gravel tyres for some time. I've been doing quite a bit of riding like this on these beaches and thought, yep, gravel, that's the way to go. Now when I bought this particular bike, I made sure I bought a frame where there was enough room left over in the front forks and in the rear to put wider tyres on. Now, gravel tyres really weren't a thing at the time, but I was thinking of upgrading to a wider commuter style tyre. And of course, gravel is now a thing, so gravel's what I put on. And I've got to say, they're really good. I wish I'd put these on years ago. I'm kicking myself now for not doing so, but hey, that's water under the bridge. One difference I do notice though between having slicks and tyres with a fair bit of grip on them is riding on sand like this. They do grab a fair bit of sand and throw it up on the back of your legs and on the back of the bike. So that, yeah, it definitely needs a good wash down afterwards to get all that off, and so do I. But that's really about the only difference I've noticed. The particular tyres I've got, they've got a slick section in the middle of them. So the concept is when you're riding on the road, you're riding on essentially a slick surface. So you've got less rolling resistance and all that kind of thing. And as soon as you go off-road, the tyre sinks down a bit and you've got the grip. So it's, a bit of the best of both worlds, I guess you could say. I haven't ridden it often enough yet or in enough rough conditions to really see whether that works fantastically or not. But so far it's working out fairly well. I do need to let some air out of the tyres. When they set them up in the shop, the mechanic said, look, I've put a lot of air in these tyres, high pressure, because I want to make sure there's no goo leaking out anywhere. Leave it like that for a couple of days, see if they, if they go flat. We just want to make sure they're seated properly, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, I've been riding them at high pressure, and tomorrow I need to let some more air out. So I might get a little bit further on these beaches. So look, they're not as good as a mountain bike tyre, that's for sure. 38mm versus what's mountain bike 50, 60mm, that kind of thing. But it certainly gives, much better grip and I guess access to areas that you would never get to on a regular bike. And that's something I've really appreciated. I've gone out to see some bits of nature, I guess you could say, that you'd never see on a road bike. And that's just been really good. But this bike, I've still got panniers on the back, so I can go and do a bit of adventuring around the place. And then on the way home, pull into the butcher, the baker, the greengrocer, things like that, get what we need for dinner, and ride that last little bit home with the groceries on the back. Fantastic. Now, this bike's got no suspension whatsoever, and I have noticed going over things like obstacles like this. It's a creek bed. That, yeah, there's a lot more crash or bash as you go over because, well, there's no shock absorbers or anything like that, which was a bit of a conceptual change from riding a mountain bike where, obstacles like that, you just go boom, straight over them, no problems at all. Got to be a little bit more careful on this thing with no suspension. But you can see this particular spot, I got to here and then the thing, the bike just bogged down because this particular stretch of sand was boggier. But yeah, just pushed the last little bit to come down here and check out the view and see what was here. It's just great to get off the bitumen and see this kind of stuff. It's the road less travelled. It's a place you're never going to get to go unless you've got a bike that's suitable for it. Road bikes are great. You can zoom around the place. You can get in a peloton. You can go flat out. If you're going out for exercise and stuff like that, just a fantastic way to get around. That's for sure. Mountain bike, yep, great if you want to go and bomb down hills and really get off road and do the trails and do jumps and berms and tricks and all that kind of thing. But this is that nice little happy medium in the middle where I can use it for shopping, I can use it for commuting, I can mess around with the kids, we can go and see some fun places where it's not too difficult or too technical. There's a lot more trails that are now open to me. I need to go and find some of the gravel trails around the place now and give it a test. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be going and entering any mountain bike races in it, that's for sure. But certainly the knobbly tyres, sand like this, they do pick up the sand and flick it into the back of your legs and on the rear camera and stuff like that. But you can see the difference there. You know, the eldest, he's got wider mountain bike tyres. He's half my weight, so I sink in and bog down on my skinnier tyres, and he just floats over the top. So yeah, you can definitely see the difference. We should probably swap bikes. That might be a bit more sensible. So yeah, look, I really do think I would have loved having these on the bike when I was commuting to work on Sydney's absolutely terrible roads with the potholes and the rough surfaces and the broken glass and all that kind of other rubbish. Probably would have made life much more pleasant. So yeah, I'm not going to be going off-road into the really deep technical stuff and the mud and all the rest of it, but as this kind of halfway house, yeah, fantastic. Love it. Thumbs up. Yeah, if you got the opportunity, give them a go.